Hello, everyone. Welcome to part two. What an action-packed part one, wasn't it? Or we just did some things and then now we're here.
It was
So
incredible.
thank you.
Yeah,
Welcome back.
so many things.
I was
All
there. It
So
was
many
right.
insane.
things.
Yeah, Caden cut part one just at the perfect time. I can't believe that
Yep,
timing.
ideal right there.
Yeah, left you
Editing
guys
is an art.
right where he wanted you. So okay, what's in part two, Vi? What do they have to look forward to? Just a little teaser.
I mean, depending on where Caden cut it, we've got all kinds of whatevers to talk about. Maybe a little bit of Wordles, maybe a little bit of wine. Who knows? But we're going into a really action-packed, exciting part two. So, I mean, have fun, guys. Enjoy.
I'm the
Yeah.
guy who cut it, and I don't even know what to expect. I haven't cut it
Right?
yet.
Yeah.
We're just, shooting from the hip. We're just
Well,
doing
to
whatever
get
we
you
want.
guys started, on part two, I got a cool rosé fact I can share with you.
Let's go. Let's go. Rose facts.
Rosé
Okay, so
facts for the win.
there's a few different methods you can create rosé. We talked about one of them where you put the grapes in for a little bit, let the
Yes.
skin soak into the juice, and then
Right.
you pull out the. Okay, what's actually really interesting is one of the first ways rosé was made was they put the grapes in for them to be absorbed in the juice. But the way they would do it is actually called bleeding, where they would almost like strain the pink juice or like the juice out when it was the color they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would leave the grapes in the existing juice. So that way, that existing juice would get really concentrated because now there's less juice overall. That would result in some really red wine. And that other rosé colored liquid that was pulled off was actually being tossed for a while until a smart man was like, "Hey, you should just like start selling that stuff." And then he started selling it. And I can't remember off the top of my head. That might have been Zinfandel because a lot of the OG rosés were white Zinfandels,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mm.
eventually became called blush, which eventually became called rosé. So, anyways, enjoy part
Ooh.
two.
Did I ever tell you the newest way to make rose that I discovered?
Oh no.
So you
Oh
take
no.
a white
I'm
wine,
sorry,
right?
listeners.
And it's white, right? It doesn't have the skins or any pigment to it. And then you just add a whole bunch of red 40. And it's artificial food dye, and it really adds a nice layer of complexity. Anyways, you can pick that up on winewordlandwhatever.com slash
I thought
merch.
you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say just throw a red sock in the laundry.
That would have been a lot funnier. It would have been so
Anyways,
much
I'm sorry,
funnier.
listeners. Enjoy the episode.
Have fun, guys.
Have
This is gonna
fun.
be great.
It's a wild ride.
That was quite
Oh,
the race to victory there to see who could be the best. There
I
was
won't
there
be
was
the
winners and
very best.
losers. Almost like the race. You Oh wait, no, we're supposed to do.
Ooh.
Yeah,
No, no,
yeah.
let's do
The
it. Let's
order
do the
does
half
not matter,
marathon
Will.
first. Yeah. Yeah,
The
let's
order
do it.
almost like the race we competed in over this past weekend.
Yes. Will and
So
I
we're in
are
the
half
whatever
marathon
section
buddies.
now.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Good. Yeah. We did a half though on Sunday.
Yay.
How did you do? How you feeling? You sore? You feeling
You
great?
know what? I'm feeling better than I was the day of. And like the day after. I'm just a little bit sore, just like in my calves and like my ankles a bit, but other than that, I'm feeling really good. The day of and the day after, I felt like the oldest lady in the universe.
Well, you are,
My
right?
hips. I am. Yeah. Oh man, let me tell you. Running a half marathon when you're in your mid to late 30s is it's a thing, especially when you're not a runner. Oh man. So that
Man,
was
how many have
fun.
you done now?
Two. Actually,
Okay.
here, let me show you guys. I have all these guys over here. So these are all the runs. So this is the half marathon that I just did. This is the one that I did in April. This was the very first race I did. It was a 10K. And then this is the 4-mile run that I did. I think it was
Shout
like a
out to
couple weeks ago.
Oregon with
Yeah,
the
right?
last one.
So I had a half marathon planned that year, but of course it was 2020. So that didn't work out.
Unfortunate.
But that 10K I did in February, right before we went into lockdown. So
Nice.
yeah,
Right around the time we actually met.
it was. Yeah, exactly. I think it was like the day after or the day before, quite honestly.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at the date. But yeah.
We have the date stamped picture. It was February 1st.
Yeah. That's true. So funny. It's our friend-iversary. This rosé, friend-iversaries.
Friendiversary.
Hey, yo.
We're going to Disney World, right? We're going to Disney World
Yeah.
for the friendiversary.
We're renting a school bus.
Yeah.
Oh man. How was your half
Yeah.
marathon experience, Will? Because this is your first one, right?
Yeah, it was my first. It was so cool. I was so happy.
Yeah.
I was like
Aw.
on cloud nine, man. Like, okay, so here's the thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you can relate to this. A lot happened leading up to this half
Yes.
marathon. Okay. So here's the thing. I was training for this about 4 months ago.
Mhm.
And then my IT band started acting up. So I'm like, okay, got to work on that. No big deal.
Yeah.
I got a few months. Like I can work it, get it up
Yeah.
to speed. And then I got COVID, which threw my routine completely out the
remember
window.
that. I remember
Yep.
that vividly.
Yep. Any exercise routine I had, gone. I still haven't
Mhm.
gone to the gym since I had
Oh
COVID,
man.
just because it's like
Yeah.
my routine's just shot. I need to get back on that. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, I went out for a run. Like I'm starting to get it again. Then I hurt my
Mhm.
leg while I was working. It's a week before the half marathon. So I'm like, okay, cool. Saturday night, I'm like, I'm seriously thinking about just not going, like Saturday night. Like it was Sunday morning. So I was like,
Mhm.
Saturday night, second guessing myself. Really like whatever. What am I doing with my life? Basic questions.
Saturday night questions.
Then woke up. I'm like, let me just go to bed. It's late. Maybe I just, I got to go to bed. I need to rest my
Mhm.
brain. Maybe I'll think clearly in the morning. Woke up in the morning. I'm like, I'm just going to go. And then I got there. Vibe check was good.
What time did your race start?
8:30.
Okay,
So I
gotcha.
got there at 7:30. Vibe check was good. There's an awesome crowd. Everyone's like cheering. And there's other people that are like, they're probably going to be walking with me because it's a 5-hour cutoff. I'm like, okay,
Oh, nice.
okay. I'm going to walk this thing. We're going to walk quick, but we're walking it.
Mhm.
I think my leg was like feeling amazing that morning. So I'm like, I can do this.
Oh, good.
Yep. Took ibuprofen. Felt great. So.
Drug up.
Oh man.
Anywho, did the half. It was the greatest time. Got to talk to some other walkers as I went. Averaged 15 a mile. Average heart rate was only like 130, which is
Your
like
heart rate was on point,
dead on.
man.
Yeah, dead on. Like just about to get into zone 2. I think my zone 2 is like estimated to be 135. So like I count it as a win. Cardio is awesome. Got that
Mhm.
training. Yeah. Super cool. There was like 435 participants, I think. And I ranked like
Cool.
417th or something. So,
Nice.
like, I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't last.
Hey,
That's true.
wait, you're gonna feel so much better about yourself when you hear my story.
Yeah. And then afterwards, we there was a catered lunch, which was pretty dope.
Oh,
They
that
were
is
like,
so
hey,
awesome.
they're like, but they did tell you have one plate. So load it up. Like on the way through, it's like a buffet style. They're like, you have one
Oh,
plate
nice.
because you get a meal ticket. So they take that
Yeah.
from you and they're like, okay, load it though. They encourage this.
Right. Yeah.
I
yeah.
skipped right over the salad and went straight to rice.
Smart man.
I got one little scoop of rice, one little scoop of macaroni salad, and then just filled my plate with like teriyaki meat and like chicken
Yeah.
Oh
and like the
man,
meat.
there
'Cause I'm
you
like,
go. Yes, that's what you
and
do.
then I had other stuff after the half
Mhm.
where like I probably couldn't, well, I couldn't be there all day to drink all the different
Yeah.
wines they had. So I just traded all my wine
Aw.
tickets for a large beer. So just
As you do.
and drank my beer, ate
Beautiful.
my
I
food,
love it.
called it a day, went home.
There you
Got a
go.
cool medal. The cool medal had a wine stopper on it.
Y-
It was a great time.
Your medal is the best medal I've ever seen. Like that is the coolest medal. I was
Pretty
so
dope.
jealous. So
Yeah.
jealous. That is
I'm so
awesome.
happy with it. Yeah, it's pretty
Ah,
cool.
look at that.
That's pretty
Good.
good.
It
Shiny.
is so cool.
It's a medal
It's got
and a wine
glass on
stopper.
it.
Yeah. And they
That
had
is
people
beautiful.
taking our photo, which was like super fun.
Oh, awesome.
As we were running. Here was one, like a professional photographer took of me. I look so happy. I crossed the bridge. Let's see how great this shows up. There
Oh,
we go.
Nice.
Look at you.
Good
Look at
picture.
that,
I
boy.
love it.
I was
That is
so
so
happy.
awesome.
They uploaded all the photos, for us to
Aw.
look at.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that was a great
awesome.
photo. Super high res. It was just an awesome like support too. Like every couple miles was an aid station with
Oh,
portable
wow, that's awesome.
bathrooms. Like no problem. I
Man.
got to use the restroom like 3 or 4 times. Well, like
That's like if
no
I was to run a
problem
half
there.
marathon.
Yeah,
Oh my
I finished at like 3 hours 22 minutes or whatever. Awesome first half marathon. I was very happy with it.
That is, man, that's such a good
Nice.
Yeah.
experience. I love that.
I'll
Aw.
eventually have to do one.
I think you could.
They're fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm woefully out
They're
of shape,
super
so
fun.
I've like just barely started running. So because I'm woefully out of shape and I've got deer season in less than a month, and so I got to get a little bit into
mhm.
shape. And I would absolutely love to lose weight too.
Yeah. But anyways, was there anything
yeah.
eventful on your run, Vi?
Well, just like you, I had some very unfortunate circumstances happen. I I got food poisoning. And then, like I told you guys, I also fainted.
Mm.
That's
fainted
rough.
in a parking lot, which was real fun. Real fun. I don't remember most of it. But yeah, that was real fun. And then got food. Apparently, I got food poisoning again. Like literally only a couple of days before I was
That's
supposed to
crazy.
run.
You need to find different
Yeah.
places to eat.
Yeah. I don't think the second one, I know the first time was definitely I got food poisoning. I have no idea if the second one really was food poisoning or not, or I just had such a horrible migraine that I ended up like throwing up all day. So I have no idea. No idea.
That
Well,
sounds
Either way,
awful.
The last time
it
I
was
threw
very,
up,
very horrible.
the last time I threw up, which broke a streak of 10 years, was because of a migraine.
Oh man, migraines are horrible.
Yeah.
Migraines are absolutely horrible. I
It
hate
broke
them
my
so much.
10-year streak.
Yeah. Yes. I sadly have not gone 10 years without throwing up. My stomach hates me and the things that I put into it. And so, it very, very vocally or very intensely protests. So yeah, that was like Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. And then, of course, the run was on Sunday. And so I was very deprived of electrolytes and very weak. And didn't have enough food, so I kept trying to like eat a bunch of food, like trying to like load up on tons of carbs and fats and proteins, like just eat a bunch to kind of replenish that. And I was drinking water like crazy and trying to replenish all my electrolytes. And then one of my friends, when I told her, she's a fitness coach, when I told her that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do a half marathon tomorrow, she's like,
Why?
are you sure that's a good idea? And she like checked in on me too. She's like, are you sure you want to do that? Because that adds a huge stress. And she's like, and you passed out. She was like one of the ones that was like, you passed out. You should not be like pushing your body so hard. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm sorry, but I'm like, I was seriously considering not doing it too. Like I was really like the day before, just like, oh man,
Yep.
should I listen to her? Should I not do it? I'm like, what if I pass out again, like while I'm running the race? And so I was just like, part of me was thinking I should like cancel it, like just not go. But then part of me was like, but I want to go. I want to do it. I need to redeem myself. And so I just decided, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do what I can. If I can't finish it, I can't finish it. I'm like, and if I have to just walk the whole thing, I'll walk the whole thing. I'm like, I'll just do what I can and I won't push myself. I ended up running a little over half of it, which I was super proud of. I kept up a really good pace. I think the first 5 miles, I was at like a 11, 12-minute pace. And so I was like, oh, I feel good. And then after a while, I could feel the fact that I was super starved of electrolytes because my muscles started cramping. Like my calves and my thighs started cramping so much. I was like, oh. Like it started getting super painful, so I was slowing down my run, and eventually, like I think it was the last like 3 miles, I had to just walk. I tried to run a couple of times, and then it felt like at one point I thought I had like injured like some like tendon or something in my ankle, because then I started limping and I was like, oh no, oh no. I was like, I've done something bad. But I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to walk. And my muscles just kept cramping. They just kept cramping. And at one point, I think it was like the last mile or two, I was literally screaming. There was no one else around because I was almost dead last. Like I think I was almost completely dead last. And I was like screaming at my legs, telling them like, just move. Like just screaming.
Oh my gosh.
And then every time they had like these, I don't know where they were, but they were like in army uniforms. And they were like holding off the traffic and everything because it was on roads and stuff. And so I was just like, I just kept saying, I'm almost there. 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 And they heard me and they're like, that's right. You only got half a mile to go. You only got half a, like they were cheering me on, even though I'm like the only one there. And then I finally finished. I also too, like I finished at 3:21 was my time. Average pace was 15. Yeah, and I started off at a like 11, 12 minute. So yeah, my 5K I did at a 12-minute pace, and I did it in 39 minutes. So the first like few miles I did pretty good. And then at the 9.25, I was at a 13-minute pace. The last couple of miles was when I really slowed down. But yeah, I placed overall it was 686. 690, and I placed 686. So I was like almost at the very dead last.
Yeah.
Oh man. But I was just so happy I finished. I was like, I made it.
Good job.
I finished.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
It's something interesting I've discovered is my endurance with running is absolute garbage, in large part because I'm out of shape. But I really struggle to jog slow. I take long strides, and the pace that's comfortable for me is fairly fast. So it's like my base, like this is where I settle in and I feel like I'm jogging, is like at like 9 or 10 minute pace, which is fairly which is fairly fast.
Yeah.
To start from
it's
cold.
pretty good.
So it's like I barely make it a half mile before I have to like, okay, I'm walking now.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
also
get you.
woefully out of shape.
Yeah. I mean, I think a 5K I can do nonstop, just running. But yeah, like once you get a little bit, at least for me, once I get farther than that, then I have to change up my pace a bit. But yeah, if you want to slow down, just pick up your feet. Don't try to push yourself so much. Just pick up your feet and kind of lean forward a bit. Like take small steps and pick up your feet.
And that bothers me.
And that'll help a lot.
It feels wrong. Like it doesn't feel right, you know. It
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
flow. It doesn't feel comfortable. And that was something
No,
that it was
everyone-
like, you know,
yeah.
I saw in like the Instagram post you posted of like other people running. I saw like they were taking like these really tiny steps, and I'm like, that doesn't feel comfortable.
No,
I mean,
everyone's
yeah.
cadence is like a fingerprint. Like
Yeah.
everyone has a very specific. So to change that fingerprint or change that cadence takes a ton of work, and it's gonna feel
It
it's gonna
does.
feel weird.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
And that's
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
something that it's like I can imagine that like I would probably have somewhat of a weird running fingerprint, so to speak, because I have
Mhm.
no torso and I'm all legs. And so I was like, my
All
balance
legs.
is weird. I can imagine it would be kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you know, I was thinking about
Was-
something. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask a quick question. Were your bibs chipped, Vi?
Yeah.
For
Mhm.
exact
That's what I was.
times?
Yeah, that's
What was
what
your
I just
exact
looked at
time?
right now. Oh, let me go back. Hang on. I closed the window just now. I think it was like 3, 2, 1. Let me see. There we go. 3, 2, 1, 41. What was your time? What was your time? What was your Will? What was your time?
I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna show it on screen.
Well,
No.
that won't help our listening audience.
Okay. I'm gonna say it at the same
No,
time.
show it to me. No, show it to me. Show it to me.
I'm gonna
Show it to
try and
me.
show it. I'm gonna try and say it the moment I think Vi realizes.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, 30.
Oh
by
my gosh.
15 seconds. No,
You
wait.
were 11 seconds.
Fif-
You were
11
11 seconds faster than me. Oh my goodness.
That
That is
is
hilarious,
insane.
dude.
You know what, Vice? Because you didn't
Look
get
at
enough
that. We're
electrolytes.
total twinsies. Total twinsies right there.
Because you didn't
I
get enough
love it.
electrolytes.
I know. What was your actual pace? Because mine's 15:24, like the average.
15:22. So 2 seconds every mile I had you.
And honestly, that's a stride length difference, you know? That's
It
just because
is,
Will's
yeah.
tall.
That is true. You know what? Yeah, because I'm only 5'3", so I think you're like a good
Yeah.
foot taller than me.
That is hilarious though. When you've said 321, I'm
Wow.
like, wait a second.
That is so funny. That is so funny. I love that so much.
That is great.
That is so great.
11 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, what were you gonna say, Kate?
Well, I was thinking that it might be time to segue into our next segment.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. Real quick.
I have
though.
an idea. Oh, go ahead.
Quick. I was gonna ask Vi if she has a next race planned or not.
So at the race that that I just did, they had like a little flyer for a 5-mile race that was coming up, but it's next month, and I don't know if I can manage. Like it's in I think it's like in 4 weeks. Granted, it's only 5 miles, so I'm pretty sure I could like knock that out really
Yeah.
quick. But I want to give because of just how much my body's been through the past couple weeks. I'm like, I
Yeah.
should probably
Give it a
like let
little
it
bit.
recover for a bit. And I got the competition going on with Garrett, and so
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
need to. I've been focusing more on like cardio and running, and I love lifting way too much. Like that's the thing too that makes me a slow runner is that I'm very dense. I'm not. I don't have a runner's body. Like I'm super dense, and so. But I love lifting, and so I want to kind of go back to lifting since I've been training a lot of cardio lately. So I'm thinking I'll probably go back to that for a couple months, and then I'll plan another race because I do love them. Either that, or I'm going to do another Tough Mudder because I love the Tough Mudders.
Don't say
Yeah.
dense, Vi. Say thick.
Oh my God.
Thick.
Anyways, okay, yeah. So,
Thick thighs save lives, people.
oh my gosh, that's a marathon probably. So, I was gonna say though,
Oh,
strength
man.
training is like super important though to reduce injuries when you're a
is.
runner.
It
Because when you're a
is.
runner,
Yes.
you're just like it's not building any muscle or doing anything.
No. No, it's
You
not.
need
Yeah.
to strength train if you are a runner. So
Mm-hmm.
that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, that is my
Yeah.
favorite.
Next half I'm gonna do is probably sometime next year.
Yeah.
Early next year, I'm gonna do one in Bend that they do every year.
Oh
And
yeah.
this
Yeah,
one,
yeah, I know that one.
that one, I'm
Mhm.
actually gonna run. I'm
There you
hoping I
go.
can run that one and get like, a decent like 2:15 time or something.
Hey, there you go.
And then later next year, hopefully do a full. So that's the plan.
I'm
There you go.
I'm
So-
at the beginning of my journey. I'm trying to lose weight, and then I'll start strength training.
It's okay.
Because
I
I'm
started running
overweight.
like
I've been
a few
working
years
in an
ago.
office the past couple of years, and it shows. I've gained a lot more weight than I care to admit, and so I need to lose
Nah,
that,
man,
and then
you're
I can
fine.
gain some back strength training.
Yeah. Okay, Caden, you had an idea for the next topic though.
Well, I
Oh,
was
the
just
segue.
thinking, I was thinking about the the stuff Vi has put herself through dealing with food poisoning and passing out. Vi, you seem, based on what I know about your personality, you seem like the sort of person who would deprive themselves of food to an extreme degree and not really realize it. And that's, accidentally pass out while you're in a parking lot. And speaking of personality traits, Will, that's a softball over home plate for our next topic.
Yeah, that's quite a unique personality there, Kate. Like a sports announcer. That's quite a unique personality there, Kate.
We need a telestrator for this.
I
we
mean,
need to
you're
draw
not
those little
wrong
lines
there.
on those.
Okay,
Oh
well,
my
let's talk
goodness.
a little bit about that. Let's do the breakdown, the rundown. Let's see what's going on here. So, Vi, you have personality
Yes.
tests. You like them.
I
We
do.
took them.
We took
Okay.
we took two specific ones. We took the 16 personality
Yes.
one, and then we also took the B5 or Big Five, B5, Big Five.
We probably
And I
only have
have
time
the-
for one because we're at about the 2 hour
Oh
mark.
no, we can
Okay.
do the Big Five real quick. We can do both of them, I think, real quick.
We could do the B5.
Let me
Dealer's choice.
the B5.
The B5.
We can do no. We could probably do both of them real quick. Here, I'm gonna post the There you go, the comparison for you guys, so you
Yeah,
can see.
I pulled up the comparison as well.
Oh, you did?
Oh, I
Yeah.
'Cause
haven't
this
pulled
one's
it up
funny.
yet.
I
Okay.
just
It
sent
is
it in the chat.
it is really interesting.
Explain what am I
hilarious.
looking at, Vi? What is this
the-
test? What did you
this is
send
the-
me?
This is the Big Five personality test. It's technically considered the most scientific out of all of the personality tests. According to scientists, all the other ones are crap. I still think they're fun, but like this one is like the scientifically, I don't know, evaluated one or whatever it is.
Who are these
Okay.
scientists?
So it goes by 5. So again, it's called Big Five because it takes 5 different characteristics or 5 different what's
Traits.
the word for that? I forget. Traits, yeah. So neuroticism, extroversion, openness to experience, agreeableness, and conscientiousness. So you can see our levels, our graphs. I'm the most neurotic, which I mean,
Does not surprise
No
me in the
surprise there.
slightest.
I'm the most extroverted, which
By
again
a lot.
is
And it's
Yeah,
not even
What?
close.
No way.
look at. Do you see that? I'm the green one.
Yeah.
And then agreeableness. I love how it's like a little staircase where it goes Will and then me and then Caden.
Which was interesting because I tend to think I'm pretty agreeable, but never know.
I know it's kind of funny. And then conscientiousness. That makes sense. That Will, you're the highest, and then it goes Caden and then me.
Yeah, and it's a
Because I'm
slim margin.
ADHD.
We're only 2 points different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very,
That's what I
like-
just noticed.
yeah. I'm totally ADHD, and so like legit ADHD, and so my conscientiousness gets derailed
Understandable.
quite a bit. And I really like, so if you go down to neuroticism, so
Yeah,
this graph.
the detailed
This
detailed
one.
graphs are fantastic.
It's so funny. Like anxiety, I love how like it's so accurate because like Will's so chill. His anxiety's only at 4, and then Hayden, yours at 6. Me, I'm at 11, man.
Yeah.
Out of the 3 of us, I am so anxious.
I love how your anxiety, depression, and immoderation are also like really high compared to us.
They're all the same. Yeah, they're all super high
Yeah.
compared to you guys. It's so funny. Yeah, anger super low. Both me and Will are at 4, and then Kaden, you're just slightly more
Yeah.
Which
slightly
is
more
interesting.
angry than
which
we
is
are.
interesting. Because I'm
Yeah, and
basically a
then, like-
surly old man.
Yeah, right. And then of course, yeah, my depression is really high, which I think is kind of funny. I do listen to lots of sad songs, so that explains probably a lot. Will's like, you're at 4. I love it. And then again, Kaden, slightly. Self-consciousness. I thought this one was funny. I'm the
That-
least self-conscious of all 3 of us.
Which is really weird.
I
that
think that's so funny.
that graph
So funny.
that particular part of the graph is weird because I don't consider myself self-conscious at all. Like
I think it's the introvertedness.
Yeah.
I've always like had a respect for people that are extroverts because they put themselves out there more often. They're
Mhm.
more likely to just do what they think is right or like do whatever. So
Yeah.
extroverts tend to be more, they open themselves up more for criticism more often.
And
Whereas an introvert, they kind of think a little bit more about like, okay, about how is this going to be viewed? How, what's going on here? Yeah. So I mean, I respect extroverts in that way
Which
because I
that
can't
is
do that.
that is actually a really good analysis because if you go
Mhm.
back up to extroversion, I'm the most introverted out of all of us, which
Mhm.
which tracks for me being the highest on self-consciousness because I
Yeah.
don't consider myself self-conscious, but I do think a lot before I speak.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't.
And that's an introverted thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very
Yeah,
careful
I-
about how I react and how I speak.
Yep.
Yeah.
This podcast
I
notwithstanding.
Yeah. I am very
Sorry, listeners.
What did you say?
great. That was great.
I just made
dude.
noises.
Oh.
Okay.
So just so you know, self-consciousness, it says self-conscious individuals are sensitive about what others think of them. Their concern about rejection and ridicule causes them to feel shy and uncomfortable around others. They are easily embarrassed and often feel ashamed. Their fears that others will criticize or make fun of them are exaggerated and unrealistic, but their awkwardness and discomfort may make these fears a self-fulfilling prophecy. Low scorers, in contrast, do not suffer from the mistaken impression that everyone is watching and judging them. They do not feel nervous in social situations. So, like for me, I never get embarrassed.
We know.
I have
Yeah.
no shame.
We
I have
know.
no shame, and I should, but that's probably why my self-consciousness is so low.
Yeah. Because ours will honestly isn't that high. We're like barely above middle on the
Mhm.
scale.
No, we're
Yeah.
doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could be worse.
In moderation, though.
In moderation. You and I are the exact
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
What I thought was really funny was the overview, how close Kaden and I are in all the
Yeah.
topics.
On almost everything, yeah.
So
Except for
extroversion, we're
agreeableness
like,
for some reason.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. If you go down to extroversion, yeah. You look at the friendliness, gregariousness. Like, look at gregariousness. If you go down to
Yeah.
extroversion. Do you see? I'm 18, okay? 18, and you guys are 8 and 9.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
you
it's so funny.
you win in extroversion.
Yeah.
Oh,
Although
yeah.
all of us get pretty high in cheerfulness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Will are very close in cheerfulness, for sure.
I have fun.
You are. You
We
are.
do have fun.
I like
Yeah,
though
I
how
wouldn't say
my-
I'm fun. I have fun.
You are both. You are both, Will.
Aw, thank you, thank you.
The excitement seeking, I think, is hilarious too.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's 19, and Will's yours
Yeah.
is 11, and Kaden yours is 13.
You know, I think if I were to rate myself out of 20 for excitement seeking, I feel like 13 to 15 is probably where I would lie, because I am
Mm-hmm.
cautious yet I enjoy excitement.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I don't.
I'm. Mhm.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I like seek it. Is the difference?
Yeah.
You know, excitement seeking implies that I'm the one like looking for the next thing, looking for the next uh excitement, looking for the next like what's gonna like stimulate me next, you know? Like what's gonna
Yeah.
be the next thing I do. Whereas no, my approach is more like, oh, okay, that sounds cool. Like, let's try that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not constantly like I am happy with just where I'm at, but I also am open to new one, but I don't seek it
Yeah.
per se.
And now
Mm.
for me, it's like I love to travel. I love going backpacking and stuff. I love, climbing to the top of that mountain just because it's there. And I love doing that kind of stuff. And while I wouldn't go bungee jumping, I do enjoy new and exciting experiences.
Yeah.
But you don't feel like a
Uh,
need for it.
um, I would say that that is a large part of my personality, but I wouldn't say it's so much in need as it's like always foremost in my mind,
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
I love being outdoors. I love doing fun stuff, but I wouldn't say I'm necessarily like an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah. What's the next weekend hold? Come on, I need something.
Yeah, no, I'm not that way.
Bye.
I follow the dopamine.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't
The
you don't rank below a
yeah
14 on anything in extroversion.
yeah
You
I
may be the single most extroverted person I know.
I follow the dopamine. I think I'm always finding something that's fun. And I think on a certain level, because I am like, I do have ADHD. And so, like,
Mhm.
for me, I'm always trying to stimulate that, like, get the dopamine reward, and which gets me in trouble, quite honestly. It does get me in trouble sometimes, and I have to cool it. Because I will get very impulsive and I'll do things and I'll be like, oh, that probably wasn't a good idea.
Mhm.
But I do follow the dopamine, and so the excitement seeking, yeah, I definitely like anything that I'm like, oh, that sounds fun. I want to do it, and I'll totally do it. So
Yep.
yeah, that makes sense.
Checks out.
Openness to experience was a funny one.
Yeah,
Um, you ranked 20 on emotionality, which surprises me not even a little.
I know,
Vi.
right?
And I
I'm
ranked
an
a
emotional
7.
person.
I ranked a 7, which
Which
also does
doesn't
not
surprise
surprise
me
me.
in the
You are
latest.
so low. Yeah, it's like me, the most emotional person, and then Will is like right in between.
I'm
It's
dead
like
in the
right down here.
middle.
You are. You're dead in the middle.
Yeah, and I'm
So
not that way at
funny.
all. And it is funny too that you and I were the highest on imagination.
Oh, well, yeah.
That tracks.
Yes.
You guys are both pretty intellectual.
That was funny.
You both know
Yeah.
your words.
Well, I forget what it was on the thing, on the details for intellect. It wasn't necessarily like your intellect. It was
Hmm.
oh, here it is. Intellect and artistic interests are the two most important central aspects of open into experience. High scorers on intellect love to play with ideas. They are open-minded to
Mm.
new and unusual ideas and like to debate intellectual issues. They enjoy riddles, puzzles, and brain teasers. Low scorers on intellect prefer dealing with either people or things rather than ideas.
Hmm.
So, yeah, Kaden and I are
Okay.
like crossword people.
Yeah. And I also
Yeah, we're yeah.
and it's like
That
that
makes sense.
project
Yeah.
I've been talking to you about, Vi. It's like I love like coming up with an idea and then just executing and
Yeah.
making that idea and just making
Yep.
it real.
Yeah, me too. Like I love that so much. And I will run with like my imagination is so big. It's kind of stupid. Like
Yeah.
there's so much going on in my head that yeah, I have so many ideas and I'll go off on tangents and be like, "Oh, but what about
Yeah.
this? Oh, but what about this? What if we did this?" Like yeah.
Yeah. Artistic interest is an interesting one because it's like I wonder what does it define artistic interest as?
Let me see.
Because
Interesting.
it depends on how it defines it.
Oh, okay. Okay. High scorers on the scale love beauty, both in art and in nature. They become easily involved and absorbed in artistic and natural events. They are not necessarily artistically trained nor talented, although many will be. The defining features of this scale are interest in and appreciation of natural and artificial beauty. Low scorers lack aesthetic sensitivity and interest in the arts.
Interesting. That is an
The
interesting
arts.
one.
Yeah.
Oh,
You and
that
I are
one's
pretty
funny.
close though. We're only 2 points away.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like I
Yeah.
scored a little bit lower on that than reality. Because a lot of the time I know like mom and dad will consult me for like color match stuff. Like they had me come out and do like paint swatches for our house. They had me test on some of that. And I love doing artistic things and I love being out in like nature and seeing beautiful stuff.
Oh yeah, me too.
So I'm like, I don't know how accurate that score is, but I don't know.
I think for the whole openness to experience, I would sum mine up as I like to be with people and see what they do.
That tracks.
You know, the
Dude,
intellect's
yes.
not like,
Yes.
you know, sitting down reading a book is like, okay, sure, or like learning like something like, yeah, sure, but like I'd rather just go out and like just see what's going on out there.
Which tracks because you are the most liberal out of all of us.
This is true. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm more of an
funny.
observer. Or like, yeah, artistic. Like I like to see what's going on in the world.
We
Yeah.
all
I
got.
can't wait to
Go ahead.
I can't wait to see what your 16 personality was. We're almost done
yeah,
with this
I-
one,
yeah.
actually. We
Yeah,
can
yeah,
probably
yeah.
sail
We
through
can
it.
wrap it
Yeah,
up.
we all got
Yeah,
really
yeah.
high on agreeableness on almost everything.
Yes. Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah. It tracks that I'm
Yeah.
lowest for sympathy. Apparently, I'm the lowest morality, altruistic, and modesty. I don't know what that means.
It's so funny. Both me and Will are like neck and neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Altruism
That's why we're all-
2020, morality 2020.
That's why we're
It's so
friends.
funny.
Like, I've told you
It's
guys,
true.
my best
Yeah.
friends are the ones that say yes and. I'm like, here's an idea.
true.
They're like,
Yeah.
yes.
So
and
true.
Yeah, we all ended up pretty
So
high on
true.
agreeableness.
We
Those are
did.
my-
Yeah.
that's why you guys are my friends. Okay.
Okay,
Conscientiousness.
last one. Yeah.
Self-efficacy.
thought-
Will and I are the same.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit below. This is where the ADHD kind of like skews things because orderliness, I'm like a 7,
Mhm.
but that is because I forget things all the time. That is
Mhm.
definitely a symptom. It is inevitable no matter how many lists I make or how many checks I do. Like I'll stand at the top of my stairs and I'll be like, okay, keys, phone, wallet. Like I'll try to, I'm like, did I brush my teeth? Did I like remember to put deodorant? Like I'll go through all of this stuff and I will inevitably forget at least one thing.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
Inevitably.
And no matter how hard I try, I'm just like, "Ugh." So my orderliness, and I lose things all the time. I have trackers on everything because I lose things all the time. Even though I put them in the same place that they're supposed to go, I will still lose them.
Mm.
So
Yeah. What's funny?
yeah.
is I'm
Beautifulness
the-
is the only thing we all tied on.
dutifulness, yeah. We're all very
Yeah.
responsible people, man.
Yeah, yeah. For the orderliness, I'm the one that like if I'm with someone and they're like trying to remember, I'm the one listing the stuff. Did you grab your phone? Do you have your wallet? Do you have this, and this? Because I'm like, some people they don't.
Yeah. No, okay, like that is something all of my like best of friends are high in that like orderliness because they help me so much. Like my roommates they're such orderly, responsible people that they remember the things. And like my old roomie, my roomber, she where I lacked, she would remember. So she would remember the things that I would forget. And so I appreciated that so much. so much.
Mhm.
Like it helps. It helps so much to have people like you that are very orderly.
Yeah, and you, Will, and I
Uh,
were only a point apart on that. And then
Yeah.
dutifulness,
Dude,
we all
Kaden, we're
tied.
so, like, it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
You know, it is funny. Will, because I wouldn't think of us as being particularly similar people, but we have a lot of similar
No.
traits.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
I would say one of the biggest differences is
Well,
emotionality
that's it.
between you and I.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm both the least
I'm
emotional
more-
person in the world.
Yeah, I think a lot of people's emotions. Yeah,
And I'm
more than I should
I do
sometimes.
too.
I am really bad at that. That is not how I think, and that is never how I have thought. Which is the weirdest thing.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
Caden's a very clear cut kind of guy.
I'm oh gosh, what is the phrase? Love with your heart, use your head for everything else.
Oh man, and I'm just all heart.
I like
There's nothing
I just-
else. It's just all heart.
I love that. I just fall. I
So
basically
funny.
fall in between you two.
it is, yeah.
You do. Yeah, you do. It's
we're
so funny.
we're the polar extremes, and Will is the normal
Yeah.
person.
Thank
I
you.
love that so much.
I like achievement striving, 2-point spread between the three of us. We're all pretty goal oriented.
Yeah.
I am goal
yeah,
oriented.
I liked that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, 100%.
I have goals in life.
100%. And yet, what gets in the way of that is our self discipline. We're all fairly high, however.
Yeah. I love the cautiousness.
Cautiousness.
We're both
Yeah.
100% tracks for cautiousness for me.
Yeah.
I think everything through.
it's so funny because like look at how low mine is compared to you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, that
Just
sounds good.
go.
Is that
Yeah.
a good idea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cautiousness
So
being, I think cautiousness is my only maxed out thing,
Oh, I think
makes
you're right.
which makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Would
Mhm.
you say your cautiousness has gone up over the years, Vi?
Yes. Oh yeah. 100% it's gone up.
It would have been so cool
Yeah.
to know Vi
because-
when she was like 18. That would've
Dude,
been so
I was
That's what
not-
I was thinking.
Dude, I was not a good person.
Cautiousness was that too.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Like I almost like actually I did drown one time because oh, I told you guys about
Yeah, you
that.
did
Oh, yeah.
tell us
because
that.
I
You
was
told
just
us the story.
yeah, I drowned because
went
I
for
was
it.
like yeah, I just did stuff and like I did so much stupid stuff. Like I broke into a gym run one time because my friends were like, "Hey, let's go use the jacuzzi." And I was like, "Okay." Broke into the gym. Use the jacuzzi at 3 a.m.
Oh my
there's
gosh.
Yeah.
so much so much stupid
We
stuff that I
need to
did when I
hear
was-
need to hear the tales of young Vi off the
Oh my
record
goodness.
sometime.
Yeah. No,
We've heard
I
some of
was
it. They're good.
I was a very reckless teenager and in my early 20s I did some real stupid stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, my cautiousness has definitely gone up. Let me tell you.
As well it should.
Yes, for sure. Okay, so
Cool.
should we do
So
the,
that was,
the 16 personalities real quick? That was the big 5.
Absolutely. Let's do it. I should send you my
Okay.
results then. Hey.
Yes, send me the results. I'll
How
start
do
first
I
because
do
I think
this?
you guys already know what I am, but I don't know what you two are yet.
Yeah.
I've
took
told
the
you
test
what I am.
recently.
However, I just took the
Right.
test before we started the podcast, and I have a theory.
Right.
I have a theory that I
Mm-hmm.
will explain.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Does
Cool.
screenshots work for this, or is there a better way for me to send this to you?
If you go to your do you
Is
have
there?
If you
An
just
account?
send the
Yes.
letters, if you just send the
no,
letters,
no,
that's
I want the percentages. I want the percentages.
no,
oh yeah, that makes sense.
I can send a
No.
screenshot
No.
of the
Yeah.
percentages.
Go ahead and send
Okay.
a screenshot with the percentages. Same
That'll
Kaden, you
work.
too. Send me a screenshot of the percentages.
Okay, I
No,
don't
no,
have
no,
I
no,
don't
no.
have any of my old percentages, which I think are
okay.
probably more accurate. But
That's okay. We'll just go based on today. You see what I have. I have like the past 10 years. I take it every year.
yeah, I don't even have an account.
Yeah, I
with them.
took. Yeah, I only took it
right.
once 2 years ago.
Okay, Vi, tell us what yours are.
Dude! Dang, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that.
Tell us what
Oh
yours
my gosh,
are, and then I
Kaden,
will
we are
explain
like
mine.
so
I was
close
not
again.
I was not expecting that. Oh my goodness.
That is funny.
What? I was so not
hilarious.
yeah,
Wait,
I
did
was
you
so not
get?
expecting that.
Should I
I got
reveal
both. Yeah.
what personality type I am?
Yeah, you're in INTJ. I
Uh-huh.
was not
Do you know what
expecting
that
you
is?
both to be INTJs.
I have taken the test probably 6 times over the years. This is the first time I have got INTJ.
That is
Every
so
other
funny.
time I have gotten, in fact, I think I even took it like after we talked about it a little bit last time. I think I got ISTJ last time, which is what I usually get.
I got architect.
Wow. Yeah, architect. Architect is the INTJ. I'm the protagonist. I'm an ENFJ A. And we all got A's, which I'm really like proud of all of you. We're all very assertive.
Hey, yo.
Although, dude, you both are way assertive.
I am who I
I think
am, and
that's-
if you don't like it, you can leave.
Dang, I love this. Well, Will's more assertive than you, Caden. Will's got a 92%.
I think it's I'm reading the description. I think it's the resilient or resistant to stress or worrying too much. That's what a lot of that score is.
And I
and
think
the confidence in your own abilities as well. The confidence in your decision.
Like I don't
who you are as a person.
like if somebody's upset with me, like okay.
and I will be honest, I think part of it is skewed. I have a tendency, I don't like when I'm taking this sort of test where it's like degrees of agree or disagree, right? I do not like to click the far extremes. I almost never click far extremes in these kind of tests because I can always imagine a situation where I wouldn't
same.
do this or I would do this. So I will never click far extremes. And so that kind of leaves me in the middle on a lot of things.
Yeah, but still, even with you doing that, your percentages are very, very high. Like you're thinking, like your percentages are still extreme. Like I will put in there like the strongly agree or strongly disagree. And my percentages, like I'm 82% extroverted. Okay, so that's a given.
Yeah, I very
I'm
rarely
82
put extremes.
Yeah, I do. And like I'm 82% intuitive, but I'm right in the middle of thinking and feeling. I'm 51% feeling. Judging, I'm 58% judging. Assertive, I'm 60%. And so like in those three, I'm like right in the middle. Whereas with you guys, it's so funny. Like Will, you're 64% introverted. And okay, so I guess we're pretty much both of us are the same except for the thinking and the so you guys are thinking, I'm feeling, you guys are introverted, I'm extroverted, but the rest is the same. Which is really funny.
I think it's fairly accurate too, because I'm a little more feely than Caden. I'm a little less introverted than Caden.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like down for whatever. We're pretty close on mind. Pretty close on tactics, and assertive I'm not sure about. But like I mean, I'm sure it's close. It's close.
Yeah, and it could be just a mood thing. Now here's my theory. Like I said, I have taken this test probably 5 or 6 times over the years. Every time before today, I've gotten an ISTJ. I took this test. I kind of speed ran it a little bit, I will admit, right before you joined our chat, Vi. And, yeah. So here's my theory. I am getting in right before I record Wine Wordle and whatever. I am taking this test. My Wine Wordle and whatever personality is very different from my baseline, how I normally feel personality. And so if I look at the mind stat, which is the N versus the S, right? 60% intuitive. You're likely very imaginative and open-minded, focusing on hidden meanings and distant possibilities, which makes a lot more sense for the hosting of a podcast than the other side. So I think a lot of that is a mood-dependent thing. I would still consider myself an ISTJ, personally.
Yeah.
because I think
You
that's
should
where my
probably-
baseline is.
Yeah. You should probably take it at a different time. However, this is the thing about the tests is you need to take it based on the majority of what you do, not how you feel in the moment, but what your pattern is. It has to be on like for me, I can't remember some of the questions, but like I am a very like by nature, I'm a very orderly, punctual, very just like my nature and my want, my need, like that's who I am is I'm a very organized person. But my ADHD derails me a ton. And so I am like naturally if I didn't have ADHD, like I would be higher on the judging because I am very much an organized person. However, that kind of like if I answer truthfully to the questions like what is my actual pattern? Yeah, sometimes my energy is bursts of of sometimes my work is like bursts of energy and sometimes it is like systematic. I prefer systematically going through things and that's how I like to work. But my brain gets derailed quite a bit. And so based on my actual patterns, that's how I answer. And so that's the other thing too. You have to answer according to your pattern, not necessarily your mood at the moment. So try taking it another day and see what happens.
Yeah, and that is
But,
something I
like-
did try to do, I admit. And I could see being in the middle between intuitive or observant. But that's something that's hard to define because it's like I
Yeah.
love creative stuff, I love writing, I love
Yeah.
tabletop RPGs. That it doesn't get a lot more
Exactly.
creative than stuff like that. But I also in other pursuits I'm very reality focused.
That's true. Yeah.
In almost everything else, like my creative pursuits are my creative pursuits, but real life is about reality,
Yeah. Yeah. And then in that case, like you have to kind of think about what do you do most of the time? What's the majority? Most of the
Yeah.
time you're living in real life, not necessarily doing RPG stuff. And so you kind of have to like
Yeah.
go back. But again, these aren't hard and fast things. Like you are not what it says you are. Like you are not
yeah.
like I'm not an ENFJ. That changes. Like I even have like the first record like on my account that I took the test was in 2015. I have gone from an ESFJ to an ESTJ to an ENFJ. And so I started off as an ESFJ and then went to an ESTJ. And then for the past 5 years, I've been an ENFJ. And then like on some tests, I rank as an ENFP. But I think that's skewed because of, like I said, the ADHD.
Yeah.
The ADHD is more spontaneous. That's where a lot of my impulsiveness comes from.
Yeah.
But I think at one point, Will, I think it was like a year or two ago, probably like 2 years ago now, that you had taken the test and you came out as an ISFJ.
What is that? INS what?
ISFJ.
Introverted, observant, thinking, feeling assertive.
What's
Yeah.
the man that lines up with that?
What's the man? Oh,
Because
my
I've
goodness.
done I've gotten Defender before.
Yeah,
like-
I think that is the.
Was that what it was?
Let me see. I'm looking.
I used the men to
Yeah, I always got logistician, but this is the only
see
time I've got
here.
architect ever.
personality types. Here it is.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say I was?
An ISFJ.
Which
At
is
least I think it
defender.
was like 2 years.
It is defender.
Yeah, I think it was like yeah.
INFJ?
ISFJ.
Yeah.
Defender. It's defender, Will.
Oh yeah, it is
Yeah.
Defender. Yeah. No, yes. Yeah, and what's changed from that is I think I'm a because that was how long ago did you say?
I think it was like 2 years ago. If I
Okay.
remember. I'll have to look
Yeah.
back at our text messages, but I think you got
That
an
makes
ISFJ
sense.
before.
Because I remembered being Defender, and what's really, I mean, I've dialed back, what is it? Like,
The feeling
I've
and the
tried to be
sensing.
more. Yeah, I've been trying to be more like fact, like like
Instead of feeling.
this is
Mhm.
this, instead, because there are moments. I mean, where like it has to be a certain way.
You've hung out with me
I
too
like-
much.
Yeah.
No, it's just new what do you call them, circumstances where like I've had to be like, okay, this is how it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And whereas before it was I could be more lenient and it was totally fine, but now I can't be as
Right.
lenient.
Yeah.
And
No,
there
that
there
makes
is definitely
perfect
something
sense.
to say
Yeah.
for the for life hitting you hard and kind of teaching you that it's like it's not all one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's
and
true.
so
You're
yeah.
the experiences you have and the circumstances in your life definitely like molds your personality and changes it. So you're not like our personalities aren't static. They don't stay in just one area. You're gonna change depending on what you go through and everything. And so it's just
Mhm.
kind of interesting that you guys are the same
Yeah.
personality type.
Yeah,
You
we
it-
both have the
boy.
same result.
it is
And
interesting
even on
too.
the Big Five, like
I know.
Yeah, we
right?
were very
And
six on
again,
Big Five. It's funny
except
too.
for,
I
It's
think
like,
we've
like
hung
just
out
a
too
little-
much.
on the 16 personalities, it lists like
We're syncing up. Is that what they said? No, I'm kidding.
yeah, we're synced.
That's only girls in their periods, man.
Yeah, I know.
And that's not even true, actually.
That's that's
Oh,
menopause
man.
is what we're dealing with, Will.
Man.
Oh my gosh, that was good.
It is funny when I look at like the 16 personalities. It lists like strengths. It's like strategic
Oh,
visionary, analytic thinker, independent thinker, and efficient. Efficient, analytic, to an extent, independent make a lot of sense to me, but it lists my weaknesses too. So it lists demanding, blunt communicator, aversion to routine, and overly independent. Overly independent, I can see. Aversion to routine, 100% not me. I am very much a routine person, and I don't
Yeah.
think I'm demanding.
Yeah.
Yo, Vi,
I
we're friends on
Hmm.
here.
I know.
We're
I just
friends on
accepted
six.
it. Yeah.
Oh,
I
I
accepted
didn't
your
even
friend
know that
request.
was a thing
Oh, I don't even
until I was
have a-
clicking
have
through
a-
menus.
I don't even have an account.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
no,
like, oh,
you.
why
Yeah.
does it say
You
view
just sent me a
profile?
friend. Yeah. You just sent me
I
a friend
did?
request, and so and so I accepted it.
I didn't just do that.
Yeah, you did. You sent it to me. You sent your.
How would I have done that?
I am not gonna spend $9 to unlock my full
No,
results.
don't do that.
No.
No.
Do you think that
16
request would have been
personalities
from
sponsor
like?
us.
Dude, I just accepted it. I figured
Because I
you
don't
did it
know
on
how I would have
purpose.
done that. I'm like,
It says I got.
You have to
it
do-
said sent.
okay.
I don't know.
Well, we're
man.
friends
I'm
now.
just- Hey, we're friends on it. It's all good.
Good. It's like,
I really I think mine is very accurate though, because like my strengths, one of them is like empathetic communicator. You excel at understanding and addressing the needs of colleagues and clients. I especially, I think that's like one of my priorities is people's emotions. Like that is something that I really, really put high
Mhm.
on making sure people feel okay, like making sure they're okay, making sure they feel understood, making sure that they don't feel bad, they don't feel misunderstood. And same thing with people oriented. You have a knack for finding solutions that benefit everyone involved. That is one thing. I don't want to leave anybody out. I want to make sure everybody's happy.
Mm,
But
yeah.
weaknesses, people pleaser, criticism sensitive. Negative feedback may affect your confidence and productivity more than you'd like, and that is definitely true. I can be sensitive if I don't feel, because it makes me feel like I'm not good enough, like I'm not doing things right. If I'm being criticized in a certain way or in the wrong way, and yes, overly idealistic. Yeah, I am definitely overly idealistic. I'm always like, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fine. They're an awesome person. Yeah,
Hopeless
that gets me
romantic.
in trouble. Oh, 100%. I am like 1,000% actually a hopeless romantic. Yeah. Self-sacrificing. That's another thing too. Like it leads to burnout. That is something that I is definitely a weakness at times.
Yeah, yours does not surprise me even a little bit. Like yours seems 100% spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, this one, which I think makes sense why it's been consistent the past like 5 years, I think, that I've taken it. It's been the same thing. It's been the percentages have changed just a tiny bit. Like I've slowly become more introvert. Well, actually the last one I've taken was way high introversion or extroversion, I mean. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, the percentages have only shifted just a little bit. I'm still very, very intuitive. Yeah, very intuitive.
Which
So,
tracks.
but yeah.
You are a
Oh yeah.
like big picture, future, imagine the possibilities kind of person.
Oh yeah. 100%. 100%. So
All
true.
right. What are we at time wise, Kaden?
We are at 2.5 hours.
Hey, not
Okay, what do you-
bad.
We're doing pretty good.
That's
Do
a
we
lot.
want to
Yeah.
wrap it up?
I would like to remind everybody that like let me think. The first time we had Vi on the show and we split it into 2 episodes. Part 2 was 2 hours and 22 minutes, and we had listeners say if it's that long, they won't listen.
It was only one. It was
It
only
was
one
one.
person.
He's gonna have to.
It was
suck
one
up.
person.
This
This
is
is
true.
the
Yeah.
assertive part coming out.
You're just gonna have to
Exactly.
deal with it.
I was
If you,
just about to say
you know
that.
what, people, if you want to listen to us, just be stupid and exist, you will listen. And if you don't like it, you know what? You don't have to listen.
Exactly.
Also, at
If you're not
Ultra,
gonna
sponsor us,
listen to-
please.
And there's the self-conscious coming back.
Right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, man. If you see the 2.5 hour like mark on a podcast and you're like, oh, that's way too long, then cool. Don't listen. Whenever I see that, I'm like, oh, awesome. I have something to listen to for 2.5 hours while I work. Like, I'm happy.
It
There's
is.
a
It is a
podcast
shame
I
with.
listen-
Go ahead.
I was gonna say there's a podcast I listen to every Friday where it's about 3 to 4 hours. Every Friday they record. I'm like, that's great. I can
Yep.
I know.
Yeah, it is a shame.
Yeah.
I with just starting the new job, I can't really have headphones in while I'm working, and so I can't listen to the podcast and like recap
Sad.
and listen to our episode like 2 or 3 times even. So it is a
Aw.
shame. It'll be harder for me to listen, and also my commute is less than 10 minutes now, so
Oh,
it's really
man.
hard to listen to the podcast in 10-minute increments.
Oh, that's
sadness.
impossible, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oof. Maybe you could listen to it while you go on your runs and walks.
Now there's an idea. It's more walk than run. Let me tell you that. much.
Motivation.
There you go.
Okay.
I am out of shape. I'm an accountant. I don't work with my
see
hands.
here.
You're fine,
Okay.
dude.
So how we feeling? We good with personalities?
I think
Yeah,
we've
that
thoroughly
was
covered
fun.
that.
Okay, I think we've thoroughly covered that.
You know,
All
I thought
right,
of a
so-
personality test that we did a while ago. It's more like a verbal thing. It's something to save for next time. It's an interesting thing. So it involves a lot of like close your eyes and imagine this sort of thing. And it's a verbal personality test. It's somewhat interesting.
Really?
Yeah, I'd be interested to administer it to the two of you the next time.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
the? I wonder if it's the same one I've heard.
Is it-
Does it involve
Is it the one with the horse?
Yes, the one with the horse,
Horse
the
ladder?
desert,
The horse
ladder.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know that one.
No, I
I've done
haven't
that
heard
one.
that one.
Okay,
The horse,
Will
the
doesn't.
ladder,
know.
the field, the horse.
Yeah,
and
so
the,
Will
like,
doesn't know
yeah,
that
or the
one.
house.
It only works if
I know
you
that
don't
one.
know it.
Next time, yeah.
I don't remember it. I took it, I think, like 5 years ago. I want to say now, probably like 5 years ago.
Okay.
And I don't remember what my result was. I don't remember what any of them meant. But yeah, I do remember like some of the aspects of it, but I don't remember what they meant.
Okay. It might be
Yeah.
interesting to do next time. We'll think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause that's
no,
a fun
we'll
one.
definitely do it. If we're doing 3-hour episodes, let's do it. Okay.
Maybe
So-
we should split this into 2 parts.
Well, we all
Probably,
clearly
yeah.
have. Oh my gosh, how am I gonna do this?
Honestly, I'm probably gonna
Um,
edit tomorrow because it's 9 o'clock here.
Oh, I know. It is
Yeah,
it's almost
it's
midnight for
midnight.
me, so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't complain.
This is true. I'm sorry, East Coaster.
Okay. Um. Wow. How am I gonna transition this?
You can complain.
So we all have pretty strong personalities. We've all taken
We do. Yes.
the test. We've all seen what we like, what we dislike. We've really had to dig deep. We've had to we had to almost read each other.
Oh, you're going into that? I thought you were wrapping up, my guy. We still have a dad joke and a
short
deal of the
shout-out.
week.
It's a short. Okay.
We still have a dad
But
joke and a deal of the week, my
Much
man.
like how we have
I
to
wanna know
read.
this.
Yeah, much like how we sometimes like to read books and educate ourselves that way.
Oh yeah,
I enjoy
for
reading.
sure.
I've read at least one book.
For the listener, your guys' face was all over it. You didn't know where I was going.
It's like, where is this segue going? What? How?
I'm just gonna give
Okay.
a quick shout out. Children of
Yes.
Time. I read it.
Ooh, nice.
I ended up doing the Audible book. I cheated, but I listened to it while I was working. It was awesome though. Narrator was pretty solid. I read the first like 2 chapters. Then I was like, okay, this thing's
switched
pretty
over.
big. I'm gonna switch to Audible. Was awesome. Little deal of the week. I just did the 7-day trial, used the free credit they gave me, and then canceled the free
Yep.
trial.
Fabletics moment.
There you go.
Athletics moment, yeah. But I did end up buying the sequel Audible book though.
Ooh,
So
I-
super cool.
I bought it on my Audible too. I haven't listened to it yet, but I used one of my
Oh,
credits to get
this
it.
one?
Yeah. After you
It's so
recommended it,
cool.
yeah.
It's so good. Really crazy. Don't read it if you are afraid of spiders.
Arachnophobia
I'm
warning.
not.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
arachnophobia. That's basically the whole book.
Trigger warning.
So I don't know what to say there. Super cool. I even like started listening to reviews after I read it.
Mhm.
Everyone says it's pretty solid. Some people's favorite sci-fi book. So
Ooh, nice.
yeah.
I'll
The
have
way
to-
they handle generations. Do you want a synopsis? Or do you just want to go
Sure.
in blind?
Yeah, I mean, up to your,
I,
up to you.
Okay.
I haven't
I'll give
started
it-
listening. I have it, but I haven't started listening to it yet. So
I'll give a brief teaser. It's about the human race. The Earth has basically gone to the point where it's uninhabitable. So they
mhm.
went ahead and sent a ship way out. This is stuff you learn like in the first chapter.
Mhm.
The first few pages even, where they sent a ship out to go find a planet that is habitable.
Mhm.
To start mankind again. But what they've done some pretty crazy stuff in that they wanted to basically feed monkeys some kind of virus to accelerate the evolution process so that the monkeys would
man.
become humans in matters of like real quick.
That's literally
but-
Planet of the Apes.
But things went terribly wrong. And let's just say, I mean, you can probably infer from details, the monkeys were not the ones that ended up with the special virus. And they are not the ones that ended up genetically evolving very quickly.
Spider-Man,
Oh,
Spider-Man.
man. Oh,
And
man.
so the planet is questionable for humans now. But
Oh,
and so
man.
they deal
Because
with the
of the
whole
spiders.
situation. There's a whole lot more there to unpack. There's a lot more characters that cause a lot more difficulties. But it's super unique in that it looks into the lives of the spiders, and then it looks into the lives of the humans, and then it looks back at the lives of the spiders, and the back of the lives of the humans. It flip-flops in a seamless
Ooh,
way that
Mm.
is
Really?
super cool storytelling wise.
So does it like flip-flop perspective, like
One
every
chapter will be, every chapter will be like, here's, Portia's family, and then here is what's happening on the ship. And then next chapter is so it's really cool.
Interesting.
Ooh, I
I've
like
had-
books like that.
I have read a book where it flip-flops perspective like that, but it didn't work super well for me. So have either of you read Ancillary Justice by Ann Leckie?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so it was a huge so it's a sci-fi trilogy. Ancillary Justice is the first book, and it won a Hugo Award and a Nebula Award. Like, it was a whole big thing. And in that book, it flip-flops perspective pretty much every chapter. But if you guys don't mind minor spoilers, basically what happens is there are these spaceships in the far future, right? And they're run by their own AIs. Each spaceship is its own AI, and it has its own system and everything like that. Well, as extensions of the ship's AI, prisoners of war are basically just, their consciousness is wiped and they're plugged into the ship's AI, and they function as extensions of the ship's AI. They are called ancillaries in the book.
Okay.
And the book follows one ancillary who survives after the whole ship is destroyed. So this ancillary has pretty much the consciousness of the ship, and it's the only remaining part of the ship. But in the first book, it jumps chapter by chapter. It jumps from present day, where it's just an ancillary, to back in, 40 years ago or whatever, when just before the ship was destroyed, where it's ship AI plus dozens of ancillaries. So you have all of these varying perspectives, and it can get a little confusing at times. Because it's like you have like seven different bodies or something like that you're dealing with.
Oh, interesting.
That can all observe simultaneously on behalf of the ship, who is the consciousness. So it can get a little bit confusing.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like if you could view something through 7 different sets of eyes, and you could talk through 7 different mouths in 7 different locations.
That's super annoying.
Yeah.
I will admit, on
That-
a second read, it tracked a lot better. But the first time I read
Yeah.
it was a little bit rough.
Oh, yeah.
Especially
This
when you're
one-
jumping chapter by chapter between one perspective and
Right.
back in the past
It's hard
with all
to follow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm gonna close off my. It's done for today. Close
Yeah.
off my rosé.
that. Anyways,
Fun fact. Some rosé is made simply by mixing white wine and red wine. Did you know this? It is actually a method.
that makes
And
sense.
it is actually illegal in France.
That makes a lot of sense. The
Except
French
for
would
one,
make that illegal.
One very specific province. It may be illegal in the whole EU, I'm not sure. But it is very unpopular, and it's very frowned upon to just mix red and white wine.
That
But
makes
it is a
lot
method
of
that
sense.
was used until it was outlawed.
But it is
Oh,
not
my
outlawed
goodness.
for us to take a white wine and put in a whole bunch of red 40, which you can buy right now on winewordleandwhatever.com/merch. And
And
Yeah.
apparently, it is also not illegal to put Coke into red wine.
that was bad. It should
That
be
was
illegal.
So.
And it is not illegal to end this podcast.
But will we have a dad joke and a deal of the week? We have to
Yeah,
give
I
the
know.
listeners
Will
what
we?
they want.
We do. We do.
So
I
thank
got
you- no,
nothing
I'm
on this
kidding.
segment, so it's all you guys.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
We should
okay.
come up with a segment just for Vi.
We'll
We'll figure it out.
You're right. Yeah, we'll green light it. Okay, so what was I talking about?
Books.
In some yeah. Well, I did a hard transition into rosé. So, yeah, it's illegal in some countries to mix red and white wine. But you may think that's kind of a funny idea. You know what else is funny? Caden's dad joke of the week.
It's probably not as funny as that segue. All right. So I'd like for you to imagine for me for just a moment. 2 fish. Could be goldfish, could be betas, could be any 2 fish. But there's 2 fish, and they're in a tank. And the other one turns to, one of them turns to the other and says, "Do you know how to drive this thing?" That is the dad joke.
That one actually took me a second to get.
Oh my goodness.
I was like,
Oh
wait,
my
what? They're in a.
goodness.
Oh.
They're in
it's
a tank.
They're in a tank.
It's
Do you
a
know how to
tank.
drive this thing? You know,
Nicely
speaking of confusing nomenclature, I've never told you guys this one before, but there was a couple of folks I know. They had spread an erroneous fact that sounds sort of like a dad joke. So they had probably seen it in like a meme or something. I don't remember exactly what it was. But you know hazelnuts. Oregon is a big hazelnut growing region. One of the biggest hazelnut producers in the world, I think, if I remember right. But hazelnuts are also called filberts, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that they had learned was that filberts and hazelnuts, filberts refers to like a male tree, and hazelnuts refers to a female tree, Phil and Hazel, right? So you got filberts that are the males, hazelnuts, and that's how they got those different names. And so they had told somebody else that, and I was hanging out with this other person, and she told me that fact, and I was like, that doesn't sound right. And so I knew it wasn't right, but I Googled to double check, and it was in fact how I believed it to be, that trees of filberts and hazelnuts are not any different. Filberts and hazelnuts are the same thing. It's the specific parts of the blossom that are either male or female, right? It's a reproductive thing. And so she had been given erroneous information, but that was just something that I thought was funny, and we still bring it up now and then. That was several years ago. That was like 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh my
that came up. But fun fact:
Phil and Hazel.
Phil and Hazel. No, filberts and hazelnuts are different names for the exact same thing. But there is a fun fact. Ginkgo trees are, in fact, full trees that are either male or female.
Oh.
Yeah, ginkgo trees are that way. So that's your fun fact of the day. And in fact,
How do you check?
like arborists or landscapers, like will consider that, because the female trees will produce fruit and the males will not. There's your answer, Will.
Thank you.
First off, you have to dig underneath and then lift up the roots. And, yeah, so, but no, the females.
Say, you check between its roots.
Yeah. You check between its limbs. The females will produce like fruit, and the males, I believe, will not. If memory serves correct, it's been a while since I looked this up. But actually, when we first moved up here to like Salem area, in our yard of the house we rented, it had a big old ginkgo tree, and it was a female, and the fruit smells garbage. The fruit smells so bad. Like it is terrible. So it's like every fall, they're these little round, they're a little bit bigger than a cherry. They're about the size of an ovary, if you will.
Okay, I've seen those before.
Yeah, no, they're round. They have a stem. They're slightly larger than a cherry. They have a smooth skin. And it's the female trees that produce these, oddly enough. And they're paired. There's 2 of them always, and
Cool. Thanks, Kaden.
y'all need to get your mind out of the gutter.
Full of fun fact.
Yeah,
Hey,
these are such
is that all of them?
They're firm to the touch, yet they yield slightly
Okay.
with pressure.
So, anyways, yeah, that was Caden's dad joke of the week.
I may be the youngest one here, but I think I am the mentally oldest. Because I could get through that with a straight face, and the rest of y'all.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Yay. Yay, dad jokes.
Yay, dad jokes! Will, do you have a deal of the week?
Oh, can you transition us into it?
Okay, yeah, so speaking of Ginkgos, that's kind of a weird deal. Speaking of deals, how about deals of the week?
Just as good as
Oh.
mine.
That works.
And it was fast.
Okay. All right, you ready for this? You ready
I'm
for this?
ready.
Okay, we got a few just like little PSAs. No big deal.
We gotta go
today,
fast
okay?
because we're
So-
creeping up on 3 hours.
Okay, so a little PSA.
We'll
I
split
bought
it
some
up.
Ray-
Half.
You know,
Oh,
I bought
yeah,
some.
yeah.
I bought some Ray-Bans. I bought some glasses, but I got them on a sick deal. You see, so on Labor Day weekend,
Slick deal. Slick deal.
I got a slick deal. So on Labor Day weekend, I actually was looking around on like Amazon. Oh yeah, so it was weird though, because like the green tinted glasses were like $30 cheaper than the black tinted glasses, and I'm like clicking the different tints, seeing which ones. I'm like, oh cool, the green ones that'll do. That's cool. So then I checked the official Ray-Ban site, and it was the same price. I'm like, oh, okay, we're sitting good. We're sitting good. So then I check my credit card offers. That's the PSA. Check your credit card offers.
100%.
Check that. Gave me like, I don't remember how much back, but it was like 5% or like 6% or something. It was a good amount. So like I was able to get an additional percentage off. And then I was able to just go pick it up because I wanted it now. So I could have got it shipped for free, but I was like, no, that's fine. It's like 30 minutes away. I'm just gonna go get it. Cause I think I was going to the fair that weekend. I wanted to look good. So
As you do. As you do.
as you do.
100%.
Check your credit card
Um,
offers.
Yeah, check the credit card offers.
Yeah. For sure.
Uh,
That cashback, man.
Oh, what was the other deal? Did I mention Uber Eats before? How they give me 40% off sometimes?
Probably.
Oh, okay. So
No.
okay. So it's probably a good idea
I-
to make an Uber
I
Eats
keep
account.
track of these
You do?
deals
Oh,
of the
okay.
week. I do.
Okay, yeah,
This
yeah.
is why I
So-
was so mad about Humble Bundle.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I talked about Slick deals before, so we're good.
Oh, yeah,
That's the
100%.
big
Yeah,
one.
you have.
That's the big one.
Mhm.
So for Uber Eats, it's probably good to have an account because sometimes they email offers for 40% off.
Ooh.
And for me, it's like whack because like every week they give me 40% off. They give me like 3. They're like, hey, you can the next 3 orders are 40% off. And the thing is, they gave me another deal that's like, hey, you can get Uber One where you get free delivery for a year for like dirt cheap, like $36 or something. And I'm like, oh snap. So I get free delivery, I'm getting these 40% off deals. And then this is me just bragging about my deal today. So but then I'm shopping at Costco, right? Snap. Because I've been using this thing for like a while now. Shopping at Costco. What do I see? $100 in Uber Eats gift cards for $80. So
I mean,
Hey.
I mean, what's another 20% off? All right. So I went ahead and bought
That is
those bad
great.
boys. So now I
That is
have
great.
$100 in my Uber Eats account, plus the 40% off, plus whatever. I'm sitting pretty good. It's
You are.
actually cost cheaper to order Uber Eats than to like go get food. So like significantly cheaper just to have it delivered,
classic.
Wow.
which is pretty good for like a game night. You know, you just order some
Oh, yeah.
Jersey Mike subs, have them deliver it when
Yeah.
everyone's getting hungry.
You
Or if
Jersey
you're
Mike's or a Firehouse guy?
I get Jersey Mike's when I have people over more, but if I'm getting subs for myself, I will get Firehouse.
Fair
Because
enough.
Jersey Mike's, I'll get the giant sub and they
Mhm.
cut it in quarters. And so if I get 2
Ooh.
giant subs and they're cut in quarters, that
It's
hey,
8
that's
subs.
8 sandwiches for 8 people. Like everyone's
There you go.
happy. Get some chips on the side.
Not bad.
But if I'm headed home from Firehouse, oh, that's the other thing. If you use Uber Eats, sometimes you can pick up, which avoids that delivery fee. But some of them have offers.
Oh.
So one time, oh yeah, I think I did talk about this one. I got Baja Fresh, and their offer was buy one burrito, get one burrito free if I do pickup.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I ended up with 2 burritos.
2 burritos.
Yeah. Okay. Now last little shout out.
There's more?
Taco Bell has officially they talked to the national, day people that dictate when National Coffee Day is, National whatever day is. Taco Bell finally got this petition sold and passed and all this good stuff. They have set the first Tuesday of every October to be the National Taco Day. See, the problem was before it was always October 4th, which doesn't always fall on a Tuesday.
Oversight,
like-
people.
Guys, so it was going to fall on October 4th this year, and Taco Bell stepped in. Thank you guys. Shout out, please sponsor
The
us.
first Tuesday
Shout out to
of
Taco
every
Bell.
October.
They made
Taco
it.
Tuesday.
They made it. So I felt so proud because I'm like, I'm gonna mention this on the podcast because like this is a deal. Taco Day usually has deals at certain places. So first Tuesday of October, just like Google Taco Day or whatever, and you might see some offers.
Good to know. Good to know.
Okay.
Ooh, that's in 2 weeks. I'm going.
Yeah. Just try and remember. Put it in your calendar. National Taco Day.
For sure.
So we have Taco Bell
Yay.
to thank for that because it was really annoying. I mean, why would you have Taco Day on like a Friday? Come on.
It's wrong.
Come on. What is this?
I mean, the next closest day would be like a Thursday, but that's still not quite right.
Yeah. What is this?
No.
2023? No. Okay. So, anything else before oh, no. Kaden signs us out.
Do I?
Yeah. We always alternate.
Okay.
I was host.
I introed.
So we are
Will took
splitting this
over.
into 2 episodes. So here is the
Yes.
intro. Here's the exit I'm gonna do.
Oh, we
I'm gonna-
are?
This is
Yeah,
we're at the
we're
3
We
on-
hour
could go
mark.
another hour then. That's what I'm hearing.
It is 12 o'clock. Revise that. It's almost
Yeah.
12:30. We can't do that.
Yeah, and I gotta work tomorrow.
No.
Sad.
Okay.
do
So
too.
we're gonna split this into 2 episodes. So what I'm gonna do
Okay.
now, this is gonna be great for the listeners, but I'm gonna do the full episode wrap up, and I'll stop the recording. Then we'll do the half episode intro. No, we'll do the half episode wrap up, and then the part 2 intro. So
Okay.
we've got plans. Okay.
I have another deal, but
Oh my god. Will, please, let's save it for next time.
okay.
Speaking of
It's
next
just something
time,
cool I did.
what did you did? You know what? Let's just do it. We're here. Let's just do it.
What did you did? What did you did?
Okay, went to the state fair, right?
Stay fair.
I saved myself some monies. So, anyways, went to the state fair with some group of friends. We showed up at like 1 p.m., right? Okay. And the others in my friend group got ride bracelets for unlimited rides at the fair for $70. Like, oh. But you get 3 free fair games with that too. I'm like, okay. But it is 1 p.m. and it's a Saturday. And I'm like, we're probably gonna ride some rides. The lines are gonna get longer throughout the day. We're gonna stop for food. I'm crunching the numbers. Like, okay. And then I'm looking at the prices. I'm like, I think I can get away with $50 worth of tickets. It's saving $20 here. We're gonna gamble. We're gonna risk it. Okay. Because I'm crunching the numbers. We're not gonna, I'm running the graphs. Where's the intersection? Where's the ROI? Like, yeah,
You should have made a spreadsheet.
yeah. Had Kaden run a spreadsheet, a simulation for me. Anyways, okay. I'm just saying, I did everything else everyone else did. Went on all the rides. Ate all the same food. we did everything, and then come 9 o'clock, I still had so for $50 I got 120 tickets. Come 9 p.m. I still had like 50 to 60 tickets on that bad boy.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Like I only used half of them. I'm like, okay, come on. Come on. I didn't need the $70 ride bracelet.
how they
for
get
the
you.
unlimited rides. That's how they got you
you.
because like the lines, man.
Yeah.
Lines, you got to run the numbers.
Yeah.
It's a weekend. Like if I showed up at like 11 on like a weekday, then
Yeah.
maybe I could make my money worth it. But
Yeah.
anyways, crunch. That's a PSA. Crunch the numbers.
Speaking of crunching, instead of crunching this entire episode into one gigantic 3-hour marathon, we are actually going to separate it. It's going to be 2 episodes. So this is the official end of part 2, which is really confusing considering I just said we're going to split it into 2 episodes. But we covered a lot of ground. We covered a rosé. We covered let me think. It was a Domaine Carneros rosé sparkling wine. I gave it an 8. Vi gave it a 7.75, and Will gave it a 9. I did remember that, but thanks for the numbers, Will, because I was only half sure. Let's see. We had very few corrections. We had a couple of like small things, pedantic things from Stowe. We covered, as far as whatevers go, only a couple of topics really. Our personality tests and the half marathon, and had some dad jokes about tanks and fish, and covered a lot more deals than I expected us to cover. But hey, you know what? That's just how it is. Somehow, when you boil it all down to a 2-minute long exit monologue, it really doesn't sound like a lot. And yet, it still took us 3 hours. And that's just the way things tend to go for us here at Wine Word and whatever.
On brand.
Yeah, we would like to thank everybody for listening, for your loyal, ever so loyal listening habits. At Ultra, please sponsor us. Somebody, please sponsor us, because anybody will take. I mean, we'll take a $5 from my brother. Yeah, if anything, if he gets I'll take $5 from my brother to give him a shout out. Although I don't think he actually listens to this. Anyways, we hope you all have a wonderful day wherever you are, and we will see you in about a month or so. Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. It'll be after deer season, so I'll have some deer hunting stories to tell. So that'll be something. I'll be out in the woods.
Wait, is this 2 parts?
Yes, this is going to be 2 parts. This is the end of part 2.
What's the release schedule?
The release schedule? I don't know. Probably.
Wait, this is the end of part 2.
Yeah, this is the end of part 2. Yeah.
Oh, so see you in like a few weeks.
Yeah, see you in like 3.5 weeks, somewhere in there. We'll figure it out.
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Look at you.
We're recording this
crunching
on the
numbers.
18th. Yeah, we'll be crunching numbers. Yeah, so we record this one on the 18th, so it'll be somewhere around like, I don't know, the 18th, 20th, maybe later. We'll see. Anyways, y'all have a great night, and we'll catch you next time here on Wine, Wordle, and whatever.
Bye.